Nice job.
Fuck you! Fortnite, the game known for shooting somebody while they erect a skyscraper adjacent park and neighborhood, now has a mode without that problem. It has a mode centered around no building, a mode that focuses on the more traditional aspects of shooters where you actually have to pay attention to your environment, going towards tree lines, hillsides, buildings, rooftops, and utilizing the environment for success more so than your ability to flick your mouse around really fast and, again, construct a small mansion. It's cool. I actually got to play it and I won a couple games, and I thought in this video it'd be fun to just share my opinions on my play session and talk about whether or not I'll ever play it again. So first things first, the no building mode. Yeah, it's better. I do not like building in Fortnite. Ever since I played Fortnite for the first time and I had a sniper rifle out and I started shooting at somebody, I hit them once and they just kept constructing these walls right in front of my bullets. I realized that this player didn't have to run for cover or run to the hill or find a building or use a stump for cover, nothing. He just decided he was gonna just keep placing walls to block my bullets, and it just made the engagement feel like a waste of time, and I realized this game just isn't for me. But without the building, when you find somebody that's caught out in the open just running through a field, you take them out, or you whittle their health down and force them to go find cover. That's when you find out that a lot of Fortnite players don't have the skill set of always making sure you're watching your angles of exposure and making sure you have an exit route. And that's something that you learn when you play any large-scale shooter like Battlefield, Warzone, Squad, anything. Because when you play Fortnite, the whole thing is that you place your cover where you want it as long as you have the materials, and I'm not fully against that. I think it's an interesting concept, and games should be allowed to be original, and I shouldn't be a boomer about everything, but then I couldn't sell this Boomer Gang t-shirt. Go ahead and buy this. The money will come to me, and then I will spend that money on stuff that I like, so that'll be cool. But the thing is, I just don't like that building mechanic. I just never did. I don't like watching high-level Fortnite gameplay because it's just people flicking their mouses around and again building, parks and cities and town halls and mansions because they took damage, and it's not fun for me to watch. I think it's nauseating. I don't like it. It gives me a headache, and I don't like doing it. It's also hard to do on controller, and I like to play with monkey sticks, so I don't know. It's just not something I'm into. Fortnite, for all the stigma it has a really high skill ceiling and a pretty wide skill gap. But no build mode feels like a traditional sandbox shooter. Goofy, quirky items, weapons of varying power and of varying versatility, and one of the strongest arguments for bloom I've ever seen. It is fun to get into a gunfight in Fortnite because it's actually a gunfight. You're not just getting lasered by a meta weapon like you would in Warzone. You actually are getting shot at, and you are encouraged to get perfect accuracy by holding your feet completely still and popping somebody with a completely tightened reticle. And after playing so many years of Call of Duty and playing Halo Infinite and stuff, it's nice to play a game that encourages a player to slow down instead of speed up and slide into your fucking shins and shotgun you. It's nice to have people that, when they're shooting at you, have to, pace their shots and time things. It's sort of what I like about Battlefield 3. A lot of bloom and suppression, and you want to just really get good at tap firing your gun so you get those precise shots on target. It makes gunfights more engaging when you're not just getting lasered all the time. And the weapons that don't have bloom are just more desirable and more versatile in certain situations. I genuinely like this. I don't mind it at all. It's fun. Again, one of the strongest arguments for bloom. I'm worrying about my projectile speed, I'm worried about the spread of my bullets, and again, you can actually have an exchange of fire instead of two people putting a red dot on each other and just seeing, who out DPS's the other. I don't know if this is obvious, but I'm not a big fan of Warzone. But the game is very responsive, and I really can't describe it as clunky. Going from the headlong sprint that I believe they recently added, the more like tac sprint style thing, or going from a slide into shooting, it all feels very, very clean, and the sprint out time feels really, really fast, if not instant. It's snappy and responsive, it's just not what I would call, crack addicty. Like, the build mode I believe totally is, and certain players are definitely going to be better. We'll get into that more in a second, but I just have to say, it was nice to play a game where people played cautiously and were using cover and were trying to pace their shots on me versus, what I normally deal with in shooters. And that's the next point. Skill-based matchmaking. Finally, works in my favor here. Apparently, Fortnite skill-based matchmaking is based off of your level more so than your score per minute or your wins, although apparently that's also factored in. I heard some conflicting things. But apparently, because of me being a low-level player with next to no playtime, I got put up against other players that weren't as good, and I have to say, it was so nice to load up a shooter I had no confidence in that has been out and popular for as long as Fortnite has been, and I still got to actually battle scrubs. I got to fight people that were as bad as me or worse. Do you know how refreshing that is after playing so much Halo Infinite, Vanguard, and just any fucking shooter, just any goddamn shooter, especially COD. I have no muscle memory for this game, I have no game sense, I am completely devoid of confidence, and yet, I was able to actually win some games and get a lot of kills on players that didn't seem very confident either, and that felt good. It was like the game just came out and we're all still learning it. This video literally has the most casual fucking arguments to it. It's so great! The skill-based matchmaking means I don't have to face hard enemies. I love the random bloom on my gun because it makes players have to slow down and, potentially lose a gunfight due to randomness, and they took out the building mechanic, which is the most skill-based mechanic in Fortnite. So I just love it. Yeah, just disregard me. Unsubscribe, I guess. But I'm serious, this is a fun, casual sandbox game. It's one life, it's high stakes, and it does get your adrenaline going, but it is a casual sandbox experience, and I really appreciate it for that. The entire vibe around this game just felt different, it felt unique, it felt special? There's a old school magic being captured here, and I didn't think I'd find that when going into it, but just a game where nobody seems to really be at their best, and it's not really about, laser beaming people with meta choices. It was more, again, casual, fun, sandboxy. But then of course it's still a battle royale, and the battle royale-ness of it sets in for me. If you guys have been watching this channel for a while, you know my opinion on battle royales. I don't get enough fun for how much investment there is involved. Winning a game gives you a really big burst of adrenaline, and it's very exciting. I won 2 games in my first time playing Fortnite since the beta, so that was awesome. But then I just felt fatigued. I felt like I didn't want to go through it all again. I didn't want to load into a new map and potentially have a worse landing spot. I didn't want to potentially have a worse time because battle royales are kind of inherently imbalanced and are kind of random. That's sort of the point. I like that randomness. It kind of takes a lot of the weight off of you. It's not like you could have controlled the whole match if you were just a little bit better. Sometimes in a battle royale, shit just happens. You're caught with your pants down or you don't land where the weapons are. And that's just how it is. All the game sense in the world can't account for some bad luck, and before playing Fortnite, I watched some big Fortnite streamers just play the game so I can get a feel for what it's like, and I watched players that are 100 times better than me get bamboozled because of nonsense, and it kind of made me happy. But that being said, it is a lot of investment, and because I can't spawn into a nice 10-minute match with my exact loadout that I want, I don't really feel motivated to go and play more after I win one. But with friends, I could see myself loading this game up and playing some no build mode with friends and goofing around and trying to get some wins, streaming it. I could see myself doing that, and that could be kind of fun. I know Fortnite has a kiddie stigma on it, and I fully get it. It's full of product placement, it's a very cartoonish art style, and it's free to play, and yeah, it's very much so to get little Timmy to ask his mommy for the Visa card. But really, my only issue with Fortnite, and this is a weird one, it's how many sexualized skins are in a game that's heavily marketed towards children. It's like this battle pass has sexy robot schoolgirl lady with like the midriff out and everything, but then the last tier is like Benedict Cumberbatch, and it's like, that's kind of awkward.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
If the game was a little bit more adult, I would understand, but again, Fortnite is clearly marketed towards children and preteens and teens, young teens, so there is a heavy stigma surrounding Fortnite as a kiddie game that's just really annoying. It's very obnoxious, it's overly marketed, it's overplayed, it's over-talked about, but I can look past that and have some good fun with friends, and if you have a good friend group, you will be able to as well. And some of you are actually Battle Royale fans, so you might really enjoy the no building mode if you give it a chance with a couple of your buddies. But without no building mode, I don't think I'd touch Fortnite with a 10-foot pole still, so this is literally the sole reason I came back to check it out. And I liked it enough that even though I won't play it long term, and if I ever stream it again, it won't be a very long stream, because again, I just feel really burnt out after playing a little bit of it, I might actually buy a skin and just keep the game installed for when my friends want to goof around in it. There's also really cool game creation tools and a bunch of fan-made maps you can play around on. My buddy Jason and I 1v1'd on Terminal when I was streaming. It was great. And that's how I'm gonna end the video. Subscribe, hit the bell icon if you wanna see me live stream shit like Call of Duty, Halo, Fortnite. Also Cyberpunk. I'm gonna be streaming some Cyberpunk because I actually plan on re-reviewing Cyberpunk with all the new updates they've done within this next month, so stay tuned for that. I give Fortnite no build mode an honest 10 out of 10, and the reason I'm giving it a 10 isn't because the game is flawless and perfectly balanced and I totally get all of it and I'm really good at it. No, it's that it took a game that I wouldn't have ever thought about installing and encouraged me to install it and give it a go. It's not gonna be my main game, but it's not what I wanna uninstall. So you know what? Good job, Epic Games. I really appreciate it. See you when I see you. Goodbye.
Zero people shouldn't have a hero. Logan is my hero. He is really nice. So I went and made a song about him twice.
What? Song about me twice? No